So let's just get right into it. So you just signed with Salita Promotions. Obviously,
Yes,
they
sir.
have a big stable of heavyweights, Jarrell Miller, Jermaine Franklin. So,
Yeah.
but ultimately, what is it that made you choose to sign with Salita Promotions?
Man, Salita made me feel valued. You know what I'm saying? Salita popped up on me. He came to Florida during one of the conventions. You know what I'm saying? He told me to pop up. We ate dinner. And he told me that he wanted me to be a part of what he's doing. And he told me about what he was doing and the things that he's done and how he's gotten guys to the big stage. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And that's really all I need from somebody, man. I don't need anything else other than get me to the big stage and let me show up and show out. You feel me?
Absolutely. And it'd be a pretty big stage coming up in February. You'll be fighting on the undercard of Shields Perkins. So how does it feel
Yeah.
to be fighting, on the undercard of that fight?
Man, honestly, I feel really good about it, man. Like, I get to be on the Greatest Woman Alive show, and I'm the co-main. So really, I'm trying to make the co-main the main event. Really,
Hmm.
you feel what I'm saying? I know it's gonna be a lot of eyes on the show, and it's really exciting, man. I'll be able to look back and be able to see like, dang, I really was on the Greatest Woman Alive boxing. This is her show. You get what I'm saying? Her movie just
Hmm.
came out, so it's gonna be a lot of eyes on it. And it's time to make a movie. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah,
Absolutely. And, in this fight is also going to be for the USBA heavyweight title. So, some hardware that's going to be on the
need that.
line. Yeah. So,
Need that.
can you just talk a little bit about your opponent? Is what are you looking out for with him?
His name's Skylar Lacy. We were in the amateurs kind of together, never fought him, but we fought mutual people. No disrespect to him, you know what I'm saying? But, it's time to handle business, you know what I'm saying? I'm just in there, I'm gonna just grind, you know what I'm saying? I've been grinding. I know but he's undefeated, you know what I'm saying? My
Hmm.
last undefeated fight that I fought Richard Torres, you know what I'm saying? That was a good fight. And now I'm ready to get in there with him and handle this business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's t talk a little bit about that Torres fight. Obviously, you took the loss, but you bounced back, you came back and got some good fights in, and now you're here. So,
Yeah.
could you talk a little bit about what you learned from that fight, and how you continue to grow from it?
Oh man, so the Richard fight. But learned a lot from it, man. Learned how to approach the game. You know what I'm saying? During the Richard fight, I was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? I was playing a little bit too much, and I thought, trying to put on the show or whatnot. But now I'm laser focused. I'm
Hmm.
laser focused. I'm trying to make sure that I stay. That I'm not trying to be all on these visual games. I'm not trying to be Mr. Social Media Man of the Year. I'm just really locked in, laser focused on my craft and boxing. You know what I'm saying? And being able to go out here and put on a spectacular show. And the Richard fight, you know what I'm saying? That was my biggest opponent. I've been in this boxing game for 7 years, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I get in there with any line, you know what I'm saying? That's really what I'm about. I'm gonna get in there with any line. And for 7 years, I ended up making it to fight one of the silver medalists of the United States, you know what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
gonna get my get back too, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna
Mm.
get my get back. I feel like he would just put in a advantageous situation, if that makes sense. So,
Mm.
and I just want to leave it at that. Hey, nothing but respect to him. You know what I'm saying? But still, man, I'm definitely coming to get that. I want that pressure again for sure.
Yeah, and I definitely can see, the hunger that, in your eyes now. That you
Definitely. You
definitely
talk
want to
about
get to
Richard,
that.
I need that back. You talk about Richard, I need that back. You feel me?
Hmm.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. And let's just pivot a little bit, to your actual boxing style in the ring. You have the size, you have length, but what would you say your boxing style is in the ring?
My boxing style, I'm not like these other guys that have a lot of experience where they watch all the fights growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
When I was growing up, I used to watch, Rocky. You know what I'm saying? And that's my style. My style is like Apollo Creed when in that Rocky fight. Throwing that jab, hitting you with that jab, that hardcore training. You know what I'm saying? So I like to move and groove, and I like to pick my punches, and I like to catch you and put you to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I like to. Some of my favorite fighters are. I love Devin Haney. I like how he fights. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? A great. You know what I'm saying? I love Lennox Lewis. I love Larry Holmes. Those guys that use their jab and make it like a beautiful masterpiece type thing. That's my vibe for sure.
Absolutely. And, I understand that you also have a little bit of an athletic background. You have family that plays soccer. So, did you ever play at all? And, did that ever influence your boxing style or your career at all?
Oh, actually, yeah. So I grew up playing soccer and playing basketball.
Oh,
I
wow.
got, I think I got six brothers, you know what I'm saying? They're all professional athletes, playing overseas. And my brother's on the USA national team or whatnot. My dad played for his national team as well. So Man, I mean, like playing when I was like playing sports growing up, taught me how to be competitive,
Hmm.
and like it showed me like what it takes to really be number one. Like it's about you got to continually go through those grinds. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, in this boxing game, right? I mean, I took a loss, but in other sports, you take losses as well. You just got to learn how to bounce back. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, I mean, I played goalkeeper. I was a pretty high level goalkeeper. I played college basketball, made it to the Final Four. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, winning isn't anything new for me, bro. It's really just something that I do. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I know what it feels like to fall. I know how to get back up. And this is what this is about. Salita saw that I just got these last two wins, knockouts, easy work, you know what I'm saying, versus very formidable opponents. So I think he sees the fire in me, the same fire that we talking about. You feel me?
Absolutely. And let's just talk a little bit more about, where you get your boxing style from. You mentioned the sports, but is there, and you also mentioned Rocky as well, but is there
Mm-hmm.
any other, like, I guess, boxers, professional that you may have tried to, I know you mentioned Devin Haney as well, like
Yeah.
tried to model your style after?
I mean, definitely Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? But also
Mm,
my trainer, Charles Whitaker, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He just got inducted into the Florida Hall of Fame. And he gets my fundamentals right, get me throwing that jab. But that's who I am, man. I would love throwing that one too. I love throwing the jab, I like moving. And I love, man, and honestly, like I said before, like how about the Rocky thing, right? Like I
Hmm.
fought on Salita's promotion one time before in Detroit, and I fought Curtis Harper. And all I know about boxing is what I really saw in the Rocky movies. You know what I'm saying? The blood and all that, right? And I fought against Curtis Harper. I had a pretty bad gash on my eye. You know what I'm saying? And like I thought that's what boxing was. You know what I'm saying? I thought like you got blood everywhere, and it ended up being one of my best fights. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So like I mean that's what like, boxing is to me. Supposed to be it's a sport that people are watching and they're seeing two guys go to head to see who the best is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, can you walk me through that a little bit? You have the cut in your eye, what's going through your mind, as you're trying to endure that fight?
Bro, back then I was a wild dude. You know what I'm saying? So I remember the cut happening, and I'm thinking in my mind, like I thought I was like, man, this is gonna be the craziest fight ever. I'm like, I'm wondering like, what are people watching when they seen this? Because I know the gash was crazy, and I knew I was more athletic than Curtis, so I knew he wouldn't be able to hurt me, like because I can move and groove on him. But I mean, the blood was crazy. It was getting into my eye. I wasn't really afraid. I just knew if I outboxed him, I was gonna win the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it really didn't bother me, and I think that's what Salita saw when he saw me fighting, and he saw me like get through that. Because I mean, what I've heard, right, mind you, little experience me, I've heard that fighters go into a fight, they get cut, and they normally don't know how to react. They start getting scared. You know what I'm saying? But like, I mean, I'm from the city, man. I'm not no scary dude. Dudes get hit and bloody eye all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it was really a crazy experience. Like, especially to look back now, crazy experience. I mean, I'm happy it was me in there. And yeah, man. I don't know if you watched the fight. The
Hmm.
referee wanted to stop the fight. He didn't
Hmm.
stop the fight. It was no stopping the fight. You know what I'm saying? It was let's get this work in for sure.
Yeah, you definitely, displayed heart, but also, composure. Like, because like you said, especially with somebody that with not, so much experience, you were still able to handle yourself and keep your composure through that. So, that's what I think is very impressive.
For sure.
Um, so let's just you also have two young daughters. So could you just talk a little bit about how maybe they have inspired your boxing journey?
Yeah, man. Those are probably the two most important people in my life, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
All my money really goes into them, you know what I'm saying? So, my daughters, it's crazy, when I had my first daughter, I was pretty young, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I've always been in their lives, like they're with me every single day. I take them to their stuff, and and at first when I was being a young father, you know what I'm saying? It was just something that I just wanted to do. Now that my daughter's 7 and I have another daughter that she's turning 1 on Saturday, I get to see my 7-year-old kind of grow up, and all these skills that I've taught her, she's implementing them now. You get what I'm saying? And
Mm.
it's a crazy thing to watch. Like it really is. And she does tennis right now. She's tall like me, so like she's playing tennis, and I'm watching her use the attributes that I taught her to to really be the best. You know what I'm saying? And that
Hmm.
really that's what really like. I mean, I'm not a soft dude, but that's something that gets me soft. You know what I'm saying? Like watching my seed, like just go hard and do and like, go at something with their fullest ability, and knowing that as long as you give your hardest, I mean, that is gonna be happy with you. So, and then my youngest daughter Moxley, you know what I'm saying? She came prematurely. My wife, she
Mm.
got into an accident, and like a pretty her car got totaled, and my daughter came early. You know what I'm saying? That was a pretty traumatic, I mean, experience right before the Richard fight, which kind of was playing with my head all before that.
Mm.
And but like I mean, imagine I know what I know, like what my first daughter is doing, and now I know like Mox is gonna be just as great. You get what I'm saying? So I mean, they're what I do it for. You get what I'm saying? They're exactly what I do it for. They go hard, I'm gonna go hard, and that's what it's about
Absolutely. That's exactly what it's all about. You know, it's bigger than boxing for sure with you.
for sure,
So you mentioned before your goal is to win the world title. If obviously this USBA title is a stepping stone in the way.
for sure,
But over the next few years, how do you see, it playing out? If everything goes to your plan.
man. So I got Salita on my side. You get what I'm saying? So off the rip, I think I'm winning. So I mean that's just one. I mean I got a big time promoter on my side. He has Claressa Shields. He has pull in the game. And like I said earlier, if you put me in front of the right guy, like then like not even the right guy, you put me on the right stage and it's not all in favor of one person. If it's a 50-50 show, I'm coming out to win every time. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I don't duck the fade, bro. I don't buck none of that. Like I show up every time. Like you don't have to worry about me calling out. So I mean, these next few years, my plan is to big fights, and I'm gonna win big fights. You know what I'm saying? I see these heavyweights; they're kind of, I mean, they're dwindling down. Tyson Fury's of the world are going out the way. Anthony Joshua's are taking a few losses. Like there's the new breed of heavyweights are coming in. You know what I'm saying? And taking losses ain't bad. Look, Jared just took his loss.
Mhm.
I took a loss. You know what I'm saying? Like I really think that these next few years are gonna be the golden age of boxing for real because like guys ain't afraid to lose no more. Like, come on, brother. You got sometimes like we fighting big dudes. One shot takes you out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. The next few years, man, I'm gonna definitely be world champion. I'm about to get this belt right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, baby. It's a good time in life for sure.
Absolutely. And the heavyweight division rises and well, the boxing falls and rises and falls on the heavyweight division. So,
Hundred
that's a
percent.
big thing that you guys are carrying there. So,
100%.
all right, man. Final question for you. Any final predictions for how this fight will go?
Man, I never want to disrespect my opponent. Never
Hmm.
gonna do that, right? But I
Hmm.
think it's gonna be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna be a formidable opponent. And I mean, am I looking for the knockout? I'm not looking for the knockout, but if the knockout comes, I'm gonna put on a great show. It's gonna be like with me, man. It's always a great show. Any fight I've ever been in, always a great show. So I'm definitely gonna get the win, easy win, and I don't want to disrespect my opponent because I'm really locked in. I've been training hard right now, so I want to leave it at that.
All right, man.